Welcome. I am Devin Beasley, your instructor for this course and the interim program director for the Masters in Kinesiology program. Now, I want to congratulate you on completing your coursework for the program, so give yourself a round of applause and a pat on the back for making it here. But there's one more thing remaining before you complete your program, which is your comprehensive exam, also known as the COMPS. And so in this presentation, I'll review some important information related to understanding the steps in completing your COMPS. If you haven't done so already, I encourage you to print out the syllabus as well as your questions, because I'll discuss both of these in just a moment. But first, let me begin with this. Isaiah 41:10. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. And I've selected this verse to encourage you not only during this time of your exam, but also as you just continue to grow and mature personally and professionally. I mean, we will face struggles, we will face hardships, but remember, if you continue to follow God, He will strengthen you through any struggles that you have. And so I hope you've been blessed in your learning throughout this program, and I hope it continues. Now, let's take a look at some information you'll need to be aware of from the syllabus. As you may already know, this is a 0-unit course, but there is a 1-unit administration fee that must be paid. You also have my contact information so I can be reached if there are ever any serious questions or concerns. But because this is your exam, I will not answer questions about your exam questions. I won't provide you any additional clarification on what the question is asking. I will respond to questions related to administration of the exam, but if you need some help in answering the question, I will not be able to give you help there. So, what is this course about? It's really a way for you to demonstrate what you've actually learned and how you've mastered the content throughout the entire program. You won't need any new information for this course. You will use your textbooks and any other information used throughout the program to help you in answering your questions. So take a look at the class schedule listed in the syllabus. Make a note of when your exam is actually due. You will have several days to begin working on it, and this due date is non-negotiable. You won't be given leniency or extensions. There is no grade or point deduction. Simply, you will receive a fail if the exam is not submitted by the due date. It's a take-home exam, so take advantage of the fact that you can use any resources. You can also receive any assistance that you need with your responses. I mean, it doesn't mean that someone else should write your questions or write your answers for you, but if you're not a strong writer, have some help. Get some help from someone who can help you with things such as sentence structure, grammar, punctuation, style, and the overall clarity of your answers. And during weeks 3 and 4, the faculty will begin assessing your responses to the questions, and I hope to give you some feedback by the end of week 4. And during weeks 4 and 5, if you do have a rewrite of any questions, you will have the time to do so at that point. A rewrite is only necessary if you fail to successfully answer a question. Now, if you don't need to do that, congratulations, you will be done with your master's program at that point. But if you have to rewrite a question, you'll need to complete it and have it submitted by the due date. And I'll contact you by the end of week 5 or during week 6 to inform you of the outcome of your rewrite, whether you pass it or not. And I'll discuss what happens after that in a moment. Each question is worth 100 points, totaling 400 points because there are 4 questions. And to successfully pass the comps, you have to receive at least 80% on each question. And each question is graded independently of each other, so it's not 80% overall, it's 80% or greater per question. And remember, late papers will not be accepted, so again, don't wait until the last possible moment to begin answering your questions. You need to take this seriously because failing the comprehensive exam can possibly result in you not receiving your master's degree. Now take a look at Appendix A in your syllabus, and be sure you review all of these steps carefully because this is important. You are not allowed to complete your comps unless you've earned at least a B- or received credit in the credit, no credit courses. If you haven't done that, you cannot complete the comprehensive exam. And since you're at this point, I hope you've met this requirement. Once the comps have opened, you'll have an ample amount of time to complete the questions. And again, don't wait until the last possible minute. It's very important that you complete this in a timely manner because procrastinating will always result in not only poor performance but a higher likelihood of you failing your comprehensive exams. You can use your course material, your textbooks, your notes, any additional information that you have, references, whatever you need to answer your question. There are strict writing guidelines to follow, so be sure you adhere to all APA writing expectations, which at this point you should be familiar with. Now let me emphasize that when you cite your references, be sure you do so appropriately both in text as well as on your reference page. Now by this time you should have no problem doing this, nor should you be confused on APA style and formatting. And I'll repeat myself here, if you have trouble writing, seek help. You'll post your completed exam in the appropriate assignment link in Moodle, just as you did with assignments throughout the program. You must also submit each one of your questions individually to turnitin.com, and I suggest you do this a couple of days before it's actually due. So if you have several red flags, you can get your responses, make any revisions necessary, and then submit your comps in time. You may need to make some significant changes. You may want to allow yourself enough time to be able to do that so you do not miss the required due date. So what happens after you submit your exam answers? Well, the dean's assistant will download each question. He'll remove your name from the title page and then email each faculty who will be assessing the comps your questions. Now, the faculty members assessing the comps won't know whose questions they are assessing because we do want to maintain anonymity. Now, once the faculty has assessed the comps, they'll email their results back to the dean's assistant. He will then contact me to inform me that the questions have been assessed, and from that point, as the interim program director, I will contact you and inform you of the results. If you've successfully passed the comps, I will congratulate you and let you know you passed them. I'll provide you some information about the graduation ceremony. There are several forms that you need to complete. One is to participate in the graduation ceremony, and a different one, plus a fee, is required in order to receive your degree. If you don't fill out the form, you will not receive your diploma, but I'll give you more information on that at the time you pass your exam. Now, it's not mandatory that you participate in the graduation ceremony, but of course I'd like you to. I know there are several issues and circumstances that may prevent you from participating, especially for those outside of California, but it's always nice to meet the students face to face, as well as it's always nice for you to meet your cohort members in person. Now, let's say that you didn't pass one of your questions, meaning you did not meet the expectation, you did not meet the standard. You will have about a week to rewrite that question, and 2 faculty members will assess your answer, and then I will contact you to let you know the outcome, whether you passed or not. If you did pass, great, you'll be done with your exam at that point, and then you've completed your master's program. If you do not pass, you will be required to retake the comprehensive exam course the next time it's offered. And in doing that, you'll have to pay the tuition fee for the course again, and it will delay your completion. Then you must answer a new question in the same area of deficiency. And if that attempt is failed, you will not be granted your master's degree. This is why it's very important to take the comp seriously. Now, let's say that you failed 2 or more questions. If this happens, you'll have to retake the comprehensive exam course the next time it's offered, and again, pay the tuition fee for the course. If you happen to fail 2 or more questions on your first attempt, you cannot drop the course. You'll need to register for that course again the next time it's offered. So, if you do fail 2 or more questions, the next time you take the course, you'll be answering the same number of questions that you failed. The same assessment process will follow, and then you'll be notified as to passing or failing. If you fail any question on the second attempt, you will not be granted your master's degree. So it's important that you understand this process, utilize your time wisely, and make sure that you complete your exam questions to the best of your ability. If you have not done so now, I ask that you watch the presentation, which covers the directions for completing the comp questions. I've tried to make understanding this process simple and clear for you, which is why there are video presentations as well as the template provided. So in addition to viewing the videos, be sure you take a look at the template. But if there are still questions about this process, feel free to contact me. Take care.